Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another installment of Scott's Selections here for Wednesday, April 7th. Before we get into today's play of the day, quick recap what happened yesterday. We pick up a loss in the NBA with the Bucks -6 and -118 on Fox Bet. NBA once again randomly messing with me with injury reports and some last-minute scratches. We got the Bucks at 6, ended up jumping to 7.5, so we made a line move there. And then Giannis, 30 minutes before the game, who went through a shoot-around, was joking around with teammates, no issues at all with his knee. The Bucks just decided, you know what? You can take the night off. So he ended up not playing. Line dropped from -6 to -2 or so, -2, -2.5. Bucks were up 10 anyway with 4 minutes to go. Ended up losing the game outright. So they had a massive choke job in which they were covering with 4 minutes left. And their best player, who had 47 and 12 after injuring his knee against Portland, ended up not playing again because why not? So the NBA has been pretty annoying with injury reports. I believe it's the third time in the past week I've given out a team, beat an initial line move, and then the best player ended up not playing. It's really just a joke, and the NBA has to do something about it. But either way, we're going to be doing an NBA play once again here on Wednesday. If this play does end up losing because of some injury hijinks or anything like that, I'll probably take a break from the NBA and switch to baseball for a couple of days. There's only so much frustration you can handle with the NBA, and I'm reaching that point. But there is one play that I do really like, and it's going to be my play of the day. I did mention it in the joint video. However, the more I look at the rest of the card, the less I actually liked. So this was one play that jumped off the page, and I will be taking it. It's a matchup between two teams that have, well, kind of fallen apart over the last couple of days, and I like one team a lot more than the other. This is between the Hornets and the Thunder, and the play that is going to be on the Charlotte Hornets, -4.5 and -110 on Bet Online. At time recording of 2:34 a.m. Eastern Time. A couple reasons why I like the Hornets in this spot. First of all, the Hornets, even though this team has struggled a bit lately, the line has definitely started to climb, has gone from -4 to -5. Mostly because of anti-Oklahoma City money, and I can't blame them at all. Oklahoma City has lost 6 of its last 7 games by at least 9 points. And you go through the actual teams that the Thunder have played. Some are good, some are bad, same outcome every time. They played Detroit in their last game in Oklahoma City, lost by 24. Detroit's one of the worst teams in the league. Played Portland the game before that on the road, lost by 48. Played Phoenix on the road before that, lost by 37. Played Toronto at home, won by 10. Toronto, as we know, is one of the worst teams in the league right now. Before that, played Dallas at home, lost by 21. Before that, played Boston, lost by 17 at home. And then played Memphis before that, lost by 9 at home. So this team, whether it's good or bad in terms of strength of schedule, this team just can't win games. It's easily the worst team in the league right now, and this team is actively tanking, unlike the Hornets, who are still in the playoff picture. So even though the Hornets are injured, I'll get into their injuries in a bit, this team still has a lot to play for, where Oklahoma City is actively trying to lose. But looking at the injury report for Oklahoma City, just to go through the serious tanking nature of this team, Gilgeous-Alexander is out, of course, their best player. Dort is out, probably the second best player. Al Horford is out for this game. I'll get back to him in a minute. Baisley's out and Roby's out. These teams played in the first game of the season for Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City won that game. All 5 Oklahoma City starters for that game are not playing. That's a perfect summary pretty much to actually put it together. But Al Horford is not playing, not because he's injured, but because the Thunder decided that he's old and they don't want to use him anymore. They're doing exactly what the Cavs did with Drummond. They're just not playing him, and they're trying to actively improve their draft stock to try to get Cade Cunningham. But looking at the Hornets, this team is still playing hard. A couple injuries, though. Hayward's out indefinitely. Monk's out indefinitely. Ball's out indefinitely. So this team is definitely hurt with injuries. However, they still have Terry Rozier. They still have Devontae Graham, and they still have P.J. Washington. You can make the argument that this team has the 3 best players on the court for this game. Maladon's been decent. Pokashevsky's okay, I guess, but you throw in Rozier's been very good. Graham, who's a flamethrower at times. P.J. Washington should do pretty well. And you also have Miles Bridges off the bench. The Hornets still have some pieces that are actually pretty good. Oklahoma City has nothing. This team is actually awful. Moses Brown has been a decent surprise for them at center. But this team, if you're losing every game you play for the last week by at least 24 points, I think the Hornets should be able to beat you by at least 7, especially with Detroit beating you by 20-plus at home. Now, looking at some trends for this matchup, the Hornets are 4-0 ATS in their last 4 games as a road favorite, and the Thunder are 1-6 ATS in their last 7 games as an underdog. So even though the Thunder have been getting huge numbers because, of course, everyone knows that they're bad, including the markets, the numbers aren't big enough. And when you're losing your last 3 games by 24, 37, and 48, the line should probably be in the double digits. But the Hornets, of course, have injury issues, which is why this line is low. But I think this line should probably climb to around 5.5 or 6. I really just don't see where Oklahoma City money is going to come from. Oklahoma City is just an awful team, and this team is trying to lose. So for that reason, the play of the day once again here for Wednesday, April 7th is going to be on the Hornets, -4.5, -110 bet on the line. That's been this installment of Scott's Looking to all of you and respective bets today. Bye, everyone.